I don't know why that was on mute.
Honey,
it's
no time to blame anything right now.
No, I'm not. No, nothing. No one blaming.
No one's mad at you. No one's mad at you.
No one's blaming. I just have no idea why that was on mute because I never touched that button.
That's fine, honey. It's fine.
Oh, it's a good thing I caught it now.
Good job. This is so going back. So today's topic is God is ... And we are just gonna talk about who God is. And 15 minutes is way too short to talk about really who God is. He is. We can't even put it in all the words or with using all the words that we know in our brains. So Isaac and I will go back and forth just to kick things off, get the ball rolling, and share with you about God and who He is. But in the meantime, it would be awesome if you can comment below under our live video and let us know who God is to you. To you. What is God? Who is God to you? And I want to bring it up, talk about it and just share how what you mentioned about God relates to us and how it relates to, people biblically. So, you want to start?
Sure. God is so many things, and I can, give the cheesy textbook answer that God is everything, but He really is everything. That's one way of describing a Christian. A Christian is someone for whom God is everything. And I think that's a good definition of a Christian. But to get more specific to my life, the first word that comes up is God is faithful. God has been so faithful to me. And His faithfulness shines all the brighter because of my unfaithfulness. I think because God has been so faithful to me when I was unfaithful to Him many, many times in the past, and even now, I'm just blown away that God would provide for me. That God would give me, second chances, third chances, a billionth chance, and He keeps on giving me chances. He keeps on loving me. He keeps on keeping all of His promises to me, I would really say faithful, and for a lot of that comes in the form of provision. I shared this with people in our previous churches and stuff, but I grew up pretty poor, and we were always kind of financially unstable, and we've even gone through evictions, me and my family, and so I think back at those times and how we could have been on the street, but God provided for us faithfully and miraculously, through the church and through other means. And so, ever since then, when I was like a teenager, struggling through that, I've really seen God's faithfulness in my life time and time again. And a lot of it came through Hannah as well. So that's one thing. Are we just going back and forth then?
Yeah, let's go back and forth. But before that, my friend Ron Chang from TBS EFM in Seoul, Korea, he wrote that God is comfort, a friend, someone to lean on, a shoulder to cry on. Amen.
Wow. Nice.
That's a lot. Too much, Ron. What does it mean to you?
That I like the way he said a shoulder to lean on. That's really
that too.
God is there for you. Like when you need to cry, when you need to vent, and no one else will listen, God is there to listen, and He can take all your words. There's nothing you can say to bother Him or upset Him or make Him think less of you. I think all human friends have some kind of limit, but God has no limit, and so I like that. That's really beautiful.
Thanks, Ron. For those of you who just joined right now, we're going to try to make this interactive as possible, and we're asking people to write God is ... Who is God to you? So Isaac just shared, Ron as well, and it's my turn. And the first thing that I wrote is that God is compassionate. He has compassion like no other. Beyond the most compassionate human being that you can think of. And I'm going to go to the Bible when I share this. There is a passage in one of the Gospels where John's cousin, John the Baptist, he just died. He was beheaded, and Jesus just heard about it, and he was heartbroken. He took time off alone to just spend time and meditate on his own, and then he quickly came back out. And by then, his ministry was like full on, and everybody knew who he was, and everybody wanted to be ministered by him. So right after hearing about this news, spending some time with God, he comes back out and people are just crowding all around him. And it said, I don't know which book it is, but it said that Jesus saw the people and they were so helpless and he had compassion. Mm-hmm. In that moment when he needed someone, a shoulder to lean on, and which I'm sure he did to God, he had compassion in his most broken moments, right? Just hearing that his friend, his cousin has died, got beheaded, he had compassion on the people because those people were us, right? He saw how aimless, lost, confused, desperate, hungry, cold these people were. And he saw them and he had so much compassion and he started just healing them, ministering to them, and loving them.
Amen.
So that's a big one for me. So if you have something about God, like who is God to you, please comment, but you're next.
The next thing that comes to mind is that God is truly sovereign. He is truly in control. And I guess to some people that might sound like a scary thing or a bad thing, but to me it is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. And it means that he can take care of us when he is truly in control.
People have wrote so many things and my computer wouldn't pick it up. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for writing. Yeah.
Not only are we just amateurs, but our internet's slow. But anyway.
Yeah.
Sovereign. You have an owner of everything.
Okay, well it's my turn though. Okay, I'm kidding. Gia, that's great. I want to hear more about that for sure. But just quickly, God is sovereign, which means that
owner of everything.
Owner of everything, but he's in control of everything.
Okay.
Yeah. He owns everything for sure, but he controls everything. He controls my life. And there was a time when I didn't really believe that. Like I believed in my head, but not in my heart. And I did some bad things. I made some huge mistakes, and I didn't have a fear of God. But God, he disciplined me, and he showed me that he is in control of my life. I can't get away with sin. I can't get away with not fearing him. He has shown me that in a very real and powerful and somewhat painful way. But, I've learned that lesson. But now it's not just that negative side, but now I know he's in control, truly in control of my life and our family and our church. And, if we just trust him, he will take care of everything. He will make everything go the way he wants it to go because he is sovereign. That's what it means. And that's actually very comforting.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. I just figured out what happened. This is streaming from Chroma, and this is streaming from my page. So Ron commented on my page, while others this is Chroma. But anyway,
can't you look at Chroma on that page?
I'm doing both. Right
okay.
Now. So
all right.
From Chroma, here it is. Gia said, "Owner of everything." Markeisha said, "God is my strength." Amen. Oh my goodness, he is so.
We talked about God, the joy of the Lord is your strength yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But talk about power. God, they say one of God's names is El Shaddai, which means Almighty One. And, he has all power. He can destroy worlds. He can create worlds. He can bring life. He brings empires down. Mm-hmm. He is powerful, and that power is available to us. He can give us whatever strength we need to get through anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I'll just wrap it up here because the last point that I wanted to share about was God is patient. So I'll make it very quick. We were driving in the car. Our son Sheppy threw a big tantrum. It was just
this happened tonight. Yeah, just now.
Like 45 minutes ago.
That's why it was a miracle that we started on time.
The tantrum was so big that he threw up in my hand, and he just And I was trying my best to be patient. And first thing I remember, or I recall, or I think of is God is a lot more patient than this with us. And how amazing is that? God is patient.
Yeah.
He is so patient. I have spit on his face. I have walked away from him. But just like the father of the prodigal son, he just sat there watching me, waiting for me, sometimes asking me to come back to him. Mm-hmm. Someone wrote, God is love. Who was it? I think that was also Chihe. God is love. And indeed, I think that just wraps up everything. He is
Yep.
the love, with a capital LOVE, love, because I can't provide even an inch of the kind of love that he provides us. He is the definition of love. The verse that really stuck with me, or the story, is just, I just don't understand when Jesus was hung on the cross and people were mocking him, beating him, laughing at him. Before he died, he said, God, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing.
Luke 23:34. Yeah.
Every time I read that, and Easter is just right around the corner, everybody, God says, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. That's compassion. That is love. That is patience.
Yeah, and if there's any of you watching tonight and you want to know about God's love, you want to read about that, go and find 1 John chapter 4. Read 1 John chapter 4. That's not the book of John. You have to go closer to the end of the Bible, right before Revelation. Okay, 1 John chapter 4. Read that. That is an absolute great chapter to learn about the love of God. Yeah.
God is love. We pray that you would experience that love, and in many more ways that you would feel and just understand who he is. I'm not going to forget, Yejun also wrote, Caleb also wrote, God is my rest. Amen to that as well.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. So let's rest in his arms tonight. The song that we're going to sing is Waymaker, and we're going to be singing these words a lot, and it's it says, Waymaker, you are. God is a miracle worker, a promise keeper. He's a light in the darkness. And there's a part that we are going to repeat, and it says this: even when I don't see it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. Just let those words sink in and sing with us. I think it's going to be really good, really powerful tonight. So if you know the song, sing with us. If you don't know the song, just listen, and may God's true love, his character, just cover you like a blanket. That was cheesy, but yeah. Let's worship.
You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you, I worship you.
You are here.
You are here, turning lives around.
Amen.
I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, I worship you.
Waymaker. You are Waymaker,
Miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
Waymaker.
Oh, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you never stop working. Never stop, you never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. My God, you never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. My God, you never stop working. You never stop working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. One more time. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who. Can we sing that just one more time? He's a waymaker. Jesus, you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Oh my. Amen. Amen. That is who you are, God. That is who He is. So, I really pray that you would believe that with us tonight, because I think some of us may feel that there is no light at the end of this tunnel. And it's getting harder and people are getting crazier, and that includes us. But there is light. There is light within you that God has given you. Amen. That is who He is, and therefore that is who we are, because we are created in His image. So let's find that image tonight. Good night. Have a wonderful Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. We can't wait. God bless. Bye.